And I think one thing I just want to call out is that so many of the recommendations that we're talking about really go hand in hand, particularly what Glenn was just saying around engagement. I think that that's particularly relevant when it comes to generative AI, because what we're seeing is so many people are using Gen AI to create engaging content. And so that's kind of where our recommendations come in, particularly at the intersection of democracy. We find it's particularly important that targeted generative AI, so particularly when it comes to creating personalized political or issue ads that micro-target voters with distinct content that could be used, created using generative AI in such a quick fashion that really doesn't replicate anything we've seen in past elections. So obviously in the past, we've seen micro-targeted ads that might, for example, target me with my demographics. It's serving my neighbor an entirely different ad. But the use of generative AI just exponentially creates so much risk that particularly researchers won't be able to see the content that's being created. And with so much personal data that's available for the use of that personalization, that feels very challenging. So our recommendation is that the platforms, social media platforms, prohibit the use of generative AI, particularly in targeted advertising, but as well as when it comes to organic, to prohibit them from falsely depicting election irregularities.